My name is Vincent Kanyo, I'm a professional.
Idrissa Leslie Kamara, Senior Project Officer, Category Services.
Amos Gallus Franklin, Smart Health Initiative.
Rich Dubai from Newbridge.
That'd be audible there.
Rich Dubai from Newbridge.
Noved Nambe, environmental consultant.
I'm Platon S. Plaka Jr. on Liberia Environmental Agriculture and Research Network.
I'm Kelvin B. Kanu, forester. I'm Eric Senior, the Southwest Actionaid Liberia, Liberia.
Gabriel B. Kialu, a graduate of the University of Liberia and a current volunteer of the Environmental Project Agency, Compliance and Enforcement Department.
I'm Timothy Bikalaga from Awasi.
Prosper M. Williams from Green Life Impact Foundation and Liberia Youth Biodiversity Network.
Chief.
I'm Patrick from Plan. I'm Sam Boyd from Senior Plastic Library.
I'm Mike Mengo from Newbridge.
It's an introductory part of the program.
Okay, now here that's the reason why we even make our presence felt, so that we can support the process, and we are committed to supporting you and life as well. So I want to say thank you.
And I look forward to a fruitful time. Let me stay on all existing protocols and say thank you to the organizers of this event. UNDP and the UN remains committed to supporting the development of Liberia and youth inclusion into DRR, disaster risk resilient, is one key thing that we keep doing and we keep pushing for. I also want to highlight that we should also take into consideration as we validate this policy brief that youth is not a single entity. You don't have youth and say youth is just one or unanimous. Youth has different categories or types or fields, if I may say. There are youth in the rural areas, there are youth with disabilities, there are youth educated or literate, there are youth illiterate, there are all of those things. There are young women, there are young men. So it's important that while we talk about youth, we make it inclusive of all these different sectors or categories of young people. In addition, it is also important to note that sustainability has always been a hallmark of the UN and UNDP, evident by the title of the Sustainable Development Goals. We should also note that we now face a global financial challenge where aid is now being transitioned to trade. So in developing these documents, in proposing our policies, we should also take into consideration that we need to adjust. Instead of being reactive, we should be proactive enough so that we don't get caught unaware. Like we know USAID left, and other aid institutions like CEDA are also transitioning to trade. We don't want to be caught unaware if all other partners try to transition as well from aid to trade. So as we develop these documents, it's important that we take into consideration the sustainable modality, so that after, if for any reason aid is totally erased, our policy documents, our plans, and our implementations will not be hindered. So we look forward to this, and we thank you so much for organizing this, and we're here to support however we can. Thank you so much.
The current speaker of the Liberia National Children's Forum. When we want to go into the activism, then we use the name Parliament, or when we are moving moderate, like you say, then we move to forum. So here we use both because we have both activists and advocates. So today I'm excited representing the over 2.5 million plus children across this nation in this great occasion of forum concerning the issue of disaster risk management. You know, it is always important that we include the young people into policy drafting, especially this important policy that is going to greatly impact the young people. Like you said, about 60 to 70% of Liberia population are young people. So when we are discussing issues of protecting young people, it is always good that young people be the center of it. We have seen the document just from the previous presentation. 2012 tried the best, but 2024 there are so many gaps, and I'm so much excited that the agency here responsible for that have made their pledge and commit to ensuring that young people are the center of this plan. Because remember, Liberia is all we have. And as young people, it is always important that when the elders or leaders are making mistakes, we are there to correct them and ensure that we are part of the process. So we are excited to be here, and our voices will be placed on this topic, and we ensure to participate. Because it's just a step away, that if we take that step to create change, and just that change can make a great impact on our beautiful country. So thank you so much for having us, Actionaid, and the organizers of this event. Thank you so much.
So look at this. We're trying to make sure that everyone have real understanding before going to the program session. So, come again? Okay, I can put it down for the line, right? What is it brief? Did they send me the email? We did, right? Yeah. So I mean, everybody read it before coming. And that's you guys were saying, I think like 1 day before, right? I think 1 or 2 days before. So I'm sure somebody, people should have looked at it. You can't come to policy brief, and then you have the policy come and look at it, and then you have the book coming. So those are very now will be more advantageous.
Use this time to extend our appreciation to the convener, Youth Bridge, the implementer, and then the funder, the person who supporting this financially, Actionaid. So I just want to make this brief remark. Today we gather in the spirit of unity and purpose, driven by a single mission: to empower our youth in battle arena of disaster, risk reduction, and resilience, the DRRR. This forum or dialogue, hosted by the Liberian Youth for Climate Actions in collaboration with Youth Bridge Liberia and sponsored by Actionaid, is not just a meeting, it is a broader call to action. As we stand at the crossroads of opportunity and challenge, I encourage each one of us to recognize the immense potential we hold as young leaders of this country. The climate crisis is not a distinct threat. It is a reality we face today in our various communities. It impacts our communities, our livelihoods, and our future. But together, we can turn this challenge into an opportunity for change. Our youths are not merely stakeholders. We are the architects of our own future. We must harness our creativity, our energy, and our passion to advocate for policies that prioritize resilience and sustainability. Today's discussion or validation are crucial. They will shape the policies that govern our response to disasters and climate change. However, I must address a critical gap in the proposed 2024 policy document. It fails to adequately capture youth inclusion. And we also want to say thanks to the organizer of this. And when the first activity was held, we passed by and the young people were making decisions. I'm happy that we can hear this from Ezekiel and Youth Bridge about the gap that is being found in the 2024 youth policy or disaster reduction policy. Let us remember that our voices matter. When we speak for our communities, for those who may not have the platform to advocate for themselves. We must ensure that our policy recommendations are not only heard, but also implemented. As we validate our policy briefs today, let us be bold. Let us be innovative. Let us be the change maker our society needs. We must demand that our leaders not only listen, but act decisively. I encourage all of us to engage actively, think critically, and collaborate openly. Together, we can build a more resilient Liberia, one where our youths are empowered, our communities are saved, and our environment is protected. I want to say thank you to every one of you and the organizer as well. Thank you.